Hey y'all, guess what? I did something pretty big today. You want to see it? I bought a new ride. So, what are we sitting in? What is this thing?
This is a 2015 Kenworth T880. Got the 6-speed Allison transmission, PTO, all the goodies. It's got bells and whistles. It actually has the power windows, which is an accessory for a dump truck. Air conditioner works, and it's even got Bluetooth in the radio.
Does it have heated seats?
No, but it does have heated mirrors.
We're ready to hit the road, huh?
It's ready to roll.
We just need tags, huh?
Some tags and put some gravel in the back of it.
Let's make that money, honey. How fast will this thing go?
68.
68! Yes! I can't drive this, y'all. I'm a passenger. Turns out, just like buying houses, you don't need a license to buy a dump truck. Who would have thought? What do you think? Can we get it painted pink? Will anybody drive it?
We'll get a pink one next time.
We'll get a pink one next time?
Yeah.
We have to start making some money first. Whitney Hauling and Trucking needs to make some money so Whitney can make the payments on this thing. So, we're in Whitney Hauling and Trucking's very first dump truck. I grew up around truckers, truck drivers, dump trucks, and my great-grandfather, our great-grandfather, this is my brother, Tyler. He's my chauffeur today because I don't have a license to drive this thing. He started a truck company probably in like 1932, but then he incorporated it in 1939. All right, so our family has been trucking since 1939, and I know I look pretty good for being in business nearly 80 years, right? So in 2003, our mom started her own dump truck company, and over July 4th, Tyler and I were talking just at the lake, hanging out, and because we can only talk about the dogs for so long before we start talking about business, because that's just what we talk about, Tyler planted an idea in my head, said, hey, why don't you start trucking? Why don't you start a dump truck company, Whitney? I was like, no, I quit trucking like 3 years ago so I could do real estate all the time and help women buy houses. He was like, yeah, but you could start another company, couldn't you? And I thought on it and thought on it and thought on it, and then I thought, what would we call it? What would we name it? Before we went to bed that night, I had 9 domain names because I didn't know what I was going to call this thing. But over the next month, we thought about it, and I talked to the accountant and talked to the insurance agents and talked to some other people. And on August the 6th, 2018, Lindsay and I, my accountant, the bookkeeper, and I filed the paperwork to start Whitney Hauling and Trucking as a corporation in Tennessee. I went through a lot of battles to get this truck. One battle being financing, because this truck costs as much as some of my houses, costs more than some of the houses that I have, and I wasn't able to do creative financing on my truck. I had to actually do regular financing. So I had to come up with 20% down. I had to get insurance, I had to get a driver, had to get a phone number, had to set up all sorts of stuff. It has been an uphill battle. But in September, I made enough money through Whitney Buys Houses, through helping other women learn how to buy investment houses. I made enough money to have the 20% to put down on this truck. So here we are, October 15th, 100 days, right at 100 days starting it, funding it, and now starting to run it. I won't be driving it, but I will be running this as my 9th company. I'm so excited! Woo! I also want to say thank you, everybody that has bought First Deal Done Fast or FTDF Plus or joined the She Buys It Mastermind. I believe in you getting out there and achieving your dreams, and I will be right there for you to help your dreams come true. And one reason I'm going to do that is because y'all were there for me. You believed in me even when you didn't know what I had going on in the background. You still believed in me, and now I believe in you. So ladies, let's get out there, let's get these deals done. I'm going to be rocking and rolling up the highway for another 50 or 80 years. But in my own truck, and I'm so excited, and I could not have done this without you. Thank you so much. And to the Whitney Buys Houses team, I have been pushing them super hard for 45 days to hit our goals so that we could get this truck. Thank you all so much. I love each and every one of you. I believe in you getting out there and chasing your dreams, and literally your whole world can change in 100 days. From getting that seed, that idea, to getting out there and getting everything done so that you can accomplish your dreams. You can do this, ladies. If I can do this, you can too. Whitney hauling and trucking. Whitney hauling and trucking. So in 2007, I graduated college and I went to work for my mom's dump truck company. And I worked here and through the recession and all that. My papa had started Walker's Truck Contractors in 1939 with his dad, my great-grandfather. And when I started working here, my papa didn't know my name. He wasn't that kind of like on-hand grandfather that I think we all kind of want. He was just an old guy running his truck company. He had no use for a girl, and he was just from the old school. And then one day, my papa had a truck salesman. Had a dirty old man up here selling dirty old dump trucks to other dirty old men. And the truck salesman was out one day and somebody came to buy a truck, and so I just went out there and started talking to him. I didn't have any really formal sales training. I didn't have any trucking training. I just thought they were red and they were loud. I was working in the office doing the books and things. I wasn't really like out hands-on working on the trucks, but I sold that truck to that dirty old man. And he loved me. And when Papa came through, he saw how happy and excited this guy was to buy this. Well, this isn't a dirty old truck, but the dirty old truck that I sold that guy. So my papa said, you know what? If you want to sell more trucks, I'll pay you $500 every time you sell one. And I was making $500 a week. I was making $2,000 a month working in the office at the truck company. So when he said that I could make $500 extra every time I sold a truck, I was like, well, doggone, I could sell 4 trucks a month and double my income, double my salary. And I was like, well, yeah, please sign me up. So I started selling trucks left and right. I was selling them as fast as he could get them. And then he started taking me to auctions, and then he started taking me out to different job sites. And he kind of figured out that these dirty old men liked working with a cute young lady. And then we were BFF. For 3 or 4 years. I talked to my papa like most 20-year-olds, 24, 25, 26-year-olds talk to their girlfriends. I was calling my papa. We were talking about stocks. We were talking about trucking. We were talking about jobs. We were talking about auctions. We were talking about everything. We were talking about business. It was so much fun. And then my papa got sick. And he died like a month later. Actually, today's October 15th. He passed on October 21st, 2011. And trucking just wasn't any fun for me anymore. I didn't like it. I didn't have anybody to call. I didn't have anybody to change their passwords for them when they forgot them. And I just completely fell out of love with dirty old dump trucks. Before my papa passed though, he told me how important it was to be in real estate. He told me how important it was to work for yourself, to own your own business, to control your own destiny. He taught me a lot of stuff before he passed. And he still watches me. He still flies around and works as my guardian angel. And I know he had a part in getting this truck. And I know he is so proud of me for all my real estate, for all my gumption. And he's gonna be proud of me for my trucking too. When he went into the hospital, one of the last things he told Mom was to go up to the office and ramrod that place. He told her to go out there and truck as hard as she could for as long as she could. But he told her to keep an eye on Whitney. And I don't know what that means, but I'm so excited to be trucking again. I'm so excited to have that truck with my name on it. I've gotten pretty excited about some real estate deals. I've gotten pretty excited over some houses. I fought hard for 100 days straight to get this truck. And I just want y'all to know this is the one. This is the first one of many. My papa told me when they started trucking in the 30s, they bought one truck and they thought that's fine, we'll keep it busy. But then they got so many job orders they needed a second truck. But before long they had so many job orders and their trucks were so old and dirty that they had to get a third truck just to keep the first two working so that all three of them could bond, could help make the payments on them. Trucking has changed a lot since 1939, but our bucks come from trucks. My family's bucks come from trucks, and they always have. I'm excited, y'all. I'm so excited. So in 2013, I started buying houses. I used my entire life savings to buy houses. And then in 2014, I got into creative financing so I could buy 14 houses in 9 months and make a whole bunch of money. And then in 2016, I started teaching other women. Actually, I started helping other women do creative financing deals in real estate so that they could make their dreams come true. And then I decided that I was gonna quit trucking sometime in 2015, before I was even coaching. I decided that I was gonna quit trucking. I was gonna quit my mom's family company. I was basically gonna turn my whole back on my family, and it was a hard decision to make. It was a hard time in my life. It was a hard transition in the trucking company. It was hard. It was just hard. And I remember my mom told me I had to tell my dad that I was quitting. And I did. I said, Dad, I'm going to do real estate full time. I'm not going to be trucking anymore. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to go figure it out on my own. And I remember him sitting at the kitchen table and he said, Whitney, your family's bucks have come from trucks for longer than you've been alive. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you'll be successful at it, but you can always go back to trucking. And I don't think this is what my dad had in mind. That says Whitney Holland and trucking. I'm back in trucking, y'all. My bucks are coming from trucks again. From my trucks. So Dad, don't worry. I know I can come back to trucking, but I'm gonna do it my way. That's one of my papa's trucks. That's a Walker's truck. That red truck at the pump is a Nicely's truck. That white one is a Walker's truck. Trucking, running a small business, it's in my blood, y'all. But I got my name on the door.